Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Ocean back with another Destiny 2 video, and today it's all about this hunter build that I've been using all of Solar 3.0. First things first, I want to thank xplo sive for commenting, asking about the full build, so I decided to just make a full video about it, explaining what this build is all about. And also, I don't want to take credit for this build idea. I got this idea from a YouTuber that goes by Plunder That Booty. I'm sure you guys might have seen some of his build guides as well, but that's where I got this one, and it's what I've been using all season long. The Solar Assassin is really good for survivability and also damage because Solar 3.0 is super strong right now. Obviously, we're on the Solar subclass, and we are using the Assassin's Cowl. That's where we get the Solar Assassin. Super creative. I know it. Awesome. Okay, so you're going to want 100 mobility, and secondly, you're probably going to want to have 100 resilience if you can, because this is going to revolve around mobility and survivability, which is resilience. I'm only at 79. I know I need to re-roll some of my armor because I have it procced for mobility and discipline from last season, but I want to lower my discipline and get my resilience up to 100. But I've been able to do everything just fine at tier 6 and tier 7 resilience. The higher it is just going to make you stronger and honestly just die less. But with this class, you're not going to die that much at all. So obviously, because we have Solar 3.0 right now, you're going to have Classy Restoration. This is a much needed mod on your cloak, or for the hunter, your cloak, your mantle. And with stat increase, I put that onto resilience. So definitely have Classy Restoration. For my boots, I like to use Insulation and Better Already. So Insulation, reduce class ability cooldown each time you pick up an Orb of Power. Better Already, your health begins to regenerate immediately after picking up an Orb of Power. And Font of Might, picking up a well that matches your subclass grants a temporary bonus to weapon damage of that same elemental type, which is great for using a Gallahorn because it's solar, and picking up a solar well, you just increase that Gallahorn's damage output. Awesome. And then your stat increased plus 10 to mobility for me. On the chest piece, we are going to do, obviously, your stat increase. Armor of the Dying Star times 2. Having it just once gives you about, I think it's like 20-25% resilience for solar and void damage. Having 2 of them, you're going up to like 40%, is I believe is what I heard. So having 2 of these, you're getting about 40% damage reduction from solar and void damage, which is okay. There's not a ton of things that deal arc damage to us, mainly solar and void, so that's good. And then I like to put Taking Charge at the end of this one. Become Charge of Light by picking up Orbs of Power. Alright, so let's hop on to the gauntlets now. Gauntlets, obviously, depending on what you're doing, you might need to throw on your Overload, Unstoppable, or Anti-Barrier rounds. So depending on what activity you're doing, these are going to be in those slots. When those are not, I like to use Focusing Strike times 2, because grants class ability energy when you cause damage with a melee attack. Just a melee attack. Doesn't have to be your knife, your knives. It could just be your melee, your base melee attack. So that's good. It gives us class ability, which is our dodge, which everything's going to revolve around. And lastly, we have your Assassin's Cowl. Depending, again, on the ability that you're doing, you might want to put double hands on to give us our super energy on melee kills. Since we're running around throwing knives at people already, this is going to get your super back really quickly. But again, depending on what you're doing, you might need heavy ammo. That might be a little bit more important than getting your super back. So you can stack it or you can split it. Either way, do a variation of that. And then I like to use Shield Break Charge, become Charge of Light by breaking a combatant shield with matching energy type. Okay, so that is all of the armor. Now let's go ahead and take a look at all of the abilities, fragments, and aspects of this build. I'm just going to run through everything real quick. I'm using Gambler's Dodge, Triple Jump, that's preference, Knife Trick, I use a Healing Grenade, Knock them down, and on your mark for my aspects, Ember of Beams, Singeing, Solace, Torches, and Char are all of my fragments. Now, let's go ahead and go through and explain everything that's happening all at once with this build. So again, this is all going to revolve around our throwing knives. Getting that melee kill gives us invisibility and healing. But we're able to get our knives refunded right away, so we can just keep throwing them constantly because of two things. First thing is Ember of Torches. Powered melee attacks against combatants make you and nearby allies radiant. So just getting a hit with the knife when you throw it is going to proc radiance. If you get the kill at the same exact time, because you hit him, you proc radiance, you get the kill at the same time, knock him down while radiant, final blows with your equipped throwing knife fully refund your melee energy. So this is how we're able to just constantly throw them, kill after kill after kill, because the knives give us radiance at the same time as the kill. It refunds it because we are radiant, and it's just a circle. You just throw, kill, proc both at the same time, get the knives back. It's awesome. What happens if you miss the throwing knife? Well, you can use your dodge next to an enemy to fully recharge your melee ability again. So this also is going to proc Classy Restoration for about 10-11 seconds at the same exact time. So you're getting proc Classy Restoration, which just heals you constantly. Plus you were using, you get your knife back so you can, start that circle again of proccing torches and knock them down. But at the same exact time, when you do use your dodge, we have 11 seconds. You can see base cooldown is 38 seconds. Well, you're going to have about 27 seconds of, difference without a dodge to heal. You have your grenade, but that's only about 4 seconds. It helps, don't get me wrong. But having Embers of Singeing, your class ability recharges faster when you scorch targets. Well, our knife trick scorches targets at the same time. Throw a fan of flaming knives that scorch targets on hit. So you guys will see in a little bit when I do the gameplay, using knife trick scorches the targets. Class ability recharges faster when you scorch targets, so it kind of works in tandem right there to give us our gambler's dodge back faster. We will get the dodge back in about roughly 12 seconds, depending on exactly what you're hitting with your knife. Some things actually do adjust the time by about a second to 3 seconds. So if you dodge, immediately hit something with your knife, that's going to scorch, and that's going to proc Ember of Singeing, which is going to give us our dodge back quicker, so we can get our Classy Restoration plus our knife recharge if we need to back at the same exact time. On your mark is going to just give us the 2 extra fragment slots, which is very much needed. It's awesome. Gunpowder to gamble is fun and all, but it's not as powerful as having 2 extra fragment slots, in my opinion. And also activating your class ability immediately grants you maximum stacks of on your mark. So that is how everything works together. You have your knives. They heal you if you get a kill, plus they get refunded from knocking down. If you miss the knives and you dodge, you get your knives back. You proc Classy Restoration. On your next throwing knife hit, you proc Scorch, which procs Ember of Singeing, which will give you your dodge back faster. And it's just a wonderful circle of just a whole bunch of buffs all at once. So let's go ahead and hop into some gameplay so I can show you guys exactly how powerful it is. Alright guys, so before we go and just sit in front of the boss and do a bunch of damage, I just want to show you guys real quick out here with all the ads, with no time constraints, everything that's going on. So we have all of our abilities right now. We get a kill with our throwing knife. That's going to proc invisibility for 7 seconds, radiant for 15, and it's going to give us about 60% of health, and you can just do this over and over. But make sure you're going to hear this little voice on the kill. I'll show you guys. That, like, the sound of it, my knife coming back. So you hear the initial throw and kill, and then right there, it's kind of got, you guys can hear it. I don't know how to explain it. It's like just a refunding sound that happens after you get a kill every single time. So the reason I bring this up is because if you throw your throwing knives too quickly in succession, it's not going to refund on the second kill. So if I go kill and kill, my knife doesn't come back. So you need to wait a second. It's not even a full second. It's like half of a second for your knife to actually get refunded before you throw it again. But if that happens, you can always use your dodge to proc Classy Restoration for about 10-11 seconds to get your knife back. and then you have your knife back and you're just going through this again. As you guys saw, when I did use my knife for Scorch, watch, just right here, my dodge is going to come back at a certain speed, but if I get a kill with the throwing knife, not even a kill, just a hit with the throwing knife, it speeds up that regeneration by a lot. So if you do those back to back, everything is just, we don't want to all, let's reset, boom. Alright, so if we use our dodge right into a throwing knife, we have classy restoration for about 10 seconds, and our dodge is going to come back. When you're killing little things like this, it will come back before the restoration goes away, but if you use your knives on, like, a boss, for instance, look at these guys, they don't know where I am. If you use your knife on a boss, for instance, there's going to be about a 1 or 2 second gap where you don't have your dodge and you don't have restoration. That's when your healing grenade can come into handy if, you know, if you get real close to death. Alright, so that's pretty much everything that's going on. The big circle, throwing knife into the dodges, into the heals. One more thing with the Assassin's Cowl. Again, if you get something low enough where you can do this, you can use your finishing move to give you that invisibility and the healing as well. If you do a major, it's going to give you about 13 seconds of invisibility. If you just do a little guy like this, it's going to give you about 10 seconds of invisibility. 10 seconds plus the healing. Alright, let's go ahead and hop in there and just go stand in front of the boss and show you guys how everything works when you're up close and personal with the bosses. Alright guys, so as we are running through here, I just want to say we're not going to be focusing damage with this build on this next test. Obviously your damage is going to come from the blade barrage itself and your weapons, so choose those just wisely. You want to have high damaging weapons like the Storm Chaser, for instance. No, we're just going to go over here and I want to show you guys how you can just be up close and personal with bosses and not die. So I'm going to use my dodge to proc classy restoration and immediately go into the throwing knife. So I have about 10 to 11 seconds of restoration immediately, and then I'm going to get my dodge back a second or two after restoration goes away. Restoration's gone and my dodge is back. Boom. Now if I want to get a kill on one of these guys, it'll help me get my dodge back quicker. You can see restoration is still there as my dodge comes back. So if you want, you guys can go like into a kill and then go into your damage. Wonderful. That would be better for having restoration, but you don't have to. Sometimes you're going to be facing a boss where there's not ads to kill. So if you just do a quick 1-2, you'll be about a second or two delay in between getting your restoration. But you can always use your healing grenade there. But that's pretty much it, guys. You can just use your dodge into your throwing knives. Even if you don't get the kill, it's going to proc singeing because your knives scorch, and having scorch, singeing gives you the faster regeneration speed of your class ability. So you guys can just go back and forth on this and be healing passively while damaging the boss. So you just choose your weapons wisely and you pretty much will not die as long as you have your dodge, your knife, and your healing grenade. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is a super fun build because you just can run around, especially when you're doing like Nightfalls or something that has solar burn, Daily Legend Lost Sectors, just, you know, Vanguard Strikes in general. It's fun to just run around, throw your knives constantly, be invisible, healing. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Plus, it's powerful when it comes to soloing high-level content because you're going to be able to go invis, but also heal because of the Solar 3.0, and also deal a lot of damage because the Blade Barrage is strong. They're just strong weapons right now as well. So, again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you on my next video. Have a good one, everybody.